everybody, before you watch the video, make sure you follow the page, like the video. Hope you enjoy.
You've been training for
5 years.
5 years now.
Yeah.
So what, aside from like feeling more confident, you know what I mean? Like what are the skills that you actually, a lot of people, they come for a reason to start doing jiu-jitsu, they have that reason. And then when they start doing jiu-jitsu for a while, you know,
Yeah.
after a few years, they discover so much other benefits that they can actually take to their lives, like,
Yeah.
you know, and work or social life, social skills, or in professional, you can take to a professional environment. Is there any other skills that you took, like, you know, like for life, I guess?
Yeah. So yeah, I think in the work environment for me, like, so there's the self-preservation side, which we've been talking about, but there's also the confidence side as well. So my job, I go to construction sites once a week or something like that, and I'm generally the only girl sort of there and stuff, and there is low-level sort of harassment every now and then and whatever. So it gives me the confidence to just like walk through that space, like, you know, with a certain posture and all that sort of stuff, and I think that's a great benefit for me as well. Generally, I'm a lot younger than them as well, so it just sometimes people can see, I feel like, me as a bit of a target in that sort of environment.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Speak to me in a certain way or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's given me a lot more confidence in that sense as well. And as well, like, my job involves a lot of like negotiating money and things like that with clients, and I think it's given me a lot more confidence dealing with those people as well, and trying to get what I want, and sticking to my guns as well.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I'll have to do a fee proposal in my job, and I have to figure out how much money at the time it's going to take to do this thing, and just, all right, here's much I think it's going to take, just a little bit extra in case something goes wrong. Or,
which is very common.
Try and get a little bit more out of it, you know. So I think that attitude as well has come from getting confidence and stuff.
So the confidence and stuff has helped with like your negotiation skills and stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's still something I'm working on as well. It's sort of one of those skills I learned later in my career, and now that sort of I'm at that senior level in my job. So it's I'm only at the beginning of that sort of thing, I feel. But yeah, I think it's given me a really good foundation. I can see against my peers I'm a bit more further ahead in that space. And my boss sees that as well, so he's trying to get me in front of clients and dealing with them, and so I think they pick people who they view as more confident to deal with clients, because you don't want someone representing the business who's not confident in what they're doing or able to negotiate or anything like that. So I think it's really helped out as well.
Okay. That's interesting.
And the other thing is just like staying fit as well.
Yeah. But I think they all tie into it. So like the self-preservation stuff, the fitness and health, the clarity of mind, that all gives confidence.
Yeah.
Like the more you kind of like build in whatever area you are, like you build kind of like a foundation or a skill set or whatever, the proficiency leads to the confidence as well. Does that make sense? It's no different than for jiu-jitsu competition, for example. Oh, I don't know how to escape guillotines. Well, if I get caught in a guillotine, I'm probably not going to be super confident getting out of it.
Yeah.
But if I practice and rehearse the guillotine and I build up all this proficiency in all these different areas, like more confidence, feeling better physically, all these types of things, it leads to more confidence. Kind of like
it's exponential.
Exponential growth type scenario, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And like, we've only ever had positive stuff. Aside from the physical stuff of like, I got a sore neck and my body's beaten up a little bit from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like pretty much always talks about how much of a benefit jiu-jitsu is to their life, just like Joe Rogan and all the other advocates for Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So
it's really funny. Like a lot of people, I always do this question because I think it's very important to understand where the person is coming from when they arrive, as in what makes you start. There's no right or wrong answer. It's very personal. And at a certain point, there was Joe Rogan. Yeah,
which is probably about when I started, I think.
Yeah, it was the same, just so, and that brought me always when I reflect on it, it was like that was great for the sport. I have no doubt, because his audience is huge, right? But it's interesting because all the points that he makes, I always felt that.
Yeah.
I train and like before Joe Rogan, much earlier than Joe Rogan, and that's how I felt. And that's how I think a lot of jiu-jitsu people felt. But it was so underground, didn't have the same audience, that it definitely, I think it was, I would say he was the biggest proposal of jiu-jitsu. Aside from that connection that had Prior, that wave from UFC, he was the second and more pure wave that influenced people into starting jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, because he was always just talking about the benefits.
Correct.
The benefit of how...
And jiu-jitsu isolated, not to combine with some other things,
I think a lot of the people that came from MMA were more like, I want to be like, powerful and aggressive and a good martial artist and stuff. Whereas like people listening to the Joe Rogan stuff or just like other people speaking about it was more like, I want to improve my life. I want to advance
This
in my life.
sounds great. What is this?
Yeah. What is this thing that he's so fanatical about and how amazing it is and improve his life in all these aspects?
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't yet already, make sure you subscribe, like, and again, go and check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, like all our platforms. Give us a follow at bjj.101 on Instagram, and go and check out bjj101.com.au to access the full video library.